Dear friend, let me start with a question. Have you ever felt like your legs are getting heavier, as if they don't quite listen to you anymore? Maybe you have to push off your knees just to stand up from a chair. Climb a few steps and you're already out of breath. Or worse, maybe you've noticed that you sometimes lose balance just walking across the living room. Most people shrug and say, it's just age. But I've learned it's not always that simple. I still remember one of my patients, Richard, 67 years old, a former baseball coach. When he retired, he told me, "Doc, I don't get it. The older I get, the stiffer I feel. Every morning my body feels locked up. And at night, my muscles twitch so bad I can't sleep." He had tried everything: sleeping pills, new pillows, a different mattress, nothing helped. Until one day, after a full blood panel, we discovered something most doctors overlook. Richard was severely low in magnesium. Here's the tricky part: you can't always see magnesium deficiency in a blood test, because only about 1% of the body's magnesium is actually in your blood. The rest hides deep in your muscles and bones, the very places that need it most to repair and rebuild. Magnesium glycinate isn't just a supplement. It's like a quiet little switch your body flips on when it's ready to enter deep, healing sleep. When your magnesium levels are right, your body starts to relax naturally. Your blood vessels open up, your heart rate slows, your nerves calm down. And the most remarkable part: magnesium activates protein synthesis, the process that repairs and rebuilds muscle tissue while you sleep. That's why people who are magnesium deficient often wake up tired and heavy, even after a full 8 hours of sleep. Magnesium glycinate also helps increase your natural growth hormone, GH. The very hormone that helps your body recover and maintain muscle after the age of 55. As we age, our GH production drops. That's when muscles start to shrink, bones weaken, and energy fades. But the good news is, when you restore magnesium, the right form, in the right dose, your body can reignite its natural repair system. Like an old engine finally being oiled after years of running dry. I often recommend my patients take 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, about 30 minutes before bed. You don't need a lot, you just need consistency. Take it every night, and over time, you'll notice your body relaxes more easily when you lie down. Your breathing slows and deepens naturally. And when morning comes, your legs feel lighter, no more cramps, no more stiffness. I remember Martha, a sweet 72-year-old lady, who once told me, "Doctor, I never thought a tiny magnesium pill could help me sleep like I did at 40. I don't have to massage my legs every night anymore." It sounds simple, doesn't it? But for someone over 60, a peaceful night without cramps or restlessness, that's a priceless gift. There's something I've always believed. Aging isn't death. Aging isn't decline. It's an invitation to understand your body more deeply. When we're young, we barely think about magnesium. But as the years go by, the body starts whispering. In sleepless nights, in aching muscles, in quiet fatigue. And what it's really saying is, I'm running low on the energy to heal myself. Magnesium glycinate isn't a miracle drug. It's simply a key that reopens the body's natural door to recovery. A door that used to open effortlessly when we were younger. I want you to imagine this. Every night, as you drift into deep sleep, each tiny muscle cell in your body is quietly recharging. So that by morning, you wake up renewed, not just rested. That's the quiet magic of magnesium. It doesn't shout. It doesn't rush. It simply does what nature designed it to do: restore balance, quietly, faithfully, every night. So I want to ask you, how long has it been since you had a truly deep, peaceful sleep? How long since you woke up feeling alive and strong, like your body was ready for the day? If your answer is, it's been a while, then maybe it's time to listen, really listen, to what your body has been trying to tell you. Start small. Start with 1 capsule of magnesium glycinate each night. Not to fight aging, but to live in harmony with it. So that every morning, you can open your eyes, stretch your arms, take a deep breath and say, "Today, I'm still strong. Today, my body is rebuilding itself. Because sometimes, the secret to renewing life after 55 isn't found in a miracle drug or a new diet, but in one small mineral, quietly working through the night, restoring both body and spirit. Did you know? When I was younger, I used to think zinc was just for the immune system, to keep away colds or help a wound heal faster. But after more than 30 years as a doctor, what still amazes me is this. Zinc is the silent partner of your muscles, your hormones, and even your vitality, especially after age 50. I remember one of my patients, Walter, 62 years old, a retired mechanic. He used to take pride in his strength, the kind of man who never asked for help lifting an engine block. Then one day, years after retirement, he came to see me. He said, "Doc, I don't get it. I'm not sick, but I feel weaker, more tired, and I don't sleep deeply anymore. I wake up feeling old." We ran some tests, and it wasn't his heart, it wasn't his liver. It was a severe zinc deficiency. You see, when your zinc levels drop, your testosterone, the hormone that repairs muscle, maintains energy, sharpens focus, and even supports mood, starts to fall too. And this doesn't just happen to men. It affects women after 55 as well. That's where zinc glycinate comes in, an organic, highly absorbable form of zinc. Your body uses zinc to repair cells, synthesize DNA, and most importantly, to support the production of restorative hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, GH. When those two hormones work in harmony, something powerful happens. Your body rebuilds muscle tissue, burns fat more efficiently, and recharges energy at a cellular level. Think of it this way. Magnesium glycinate is like the key that unlocks deep sleep, while zinc glycinate is the quiet engineer working inside, fixing and restoring every system while you rest. I usually recommend my patients take about 15 to 30 milligrams of zinc glycinate per day, preferably in the evening after a meal, or even alongside magnesium. They work together beautifully, like two musicians in a duet. One slows the rhythm, the other fine-tunes the melody, restoring balance to the body's inner orchestra. One of my favorite stories is about Eleanor, 70 years old, full of life but often exhausted. After a few weeks of taking zinc, she told me, "Doctor, I can't believe it. My skin looks brighter, my hair isn't falling out as much, and I actually feel awake again." And she was right, because zinc also helps fight oxidative stress, boosts the immune system, and supports healthy skin and hair. They may sound like small things, but for someone in their 60s or 70s, they're the difference between feeling older and feeling alive. Most people assume aging automatically means weakness. But I always tell my patients, it's not age that makes you weak, it's the silent loss of nutrition that your body once had in abundance. When I look back at my older patients, most of them aren't really old, not in the way they think. Their bodies are simply missing key minerals, like zinc, that used to keep everything running smoothly. Zinc helps you reignite vitality, awaken your body's repair hormones, and maintain strong, functional muscles, the very foundation of independence and confidence. Do you remember what it feels like to wake up, see the sunlight pouring through the window, and feel that little spark that says, "I'm ready for today"? That's what happens when your body's inner systems are in harmony. When your hormones, muscles, and energy align, you don't just live longer, you live better. Zinc glycinate isn't a miracle pill, it's a quiet companion, helping you keep that inner flame of vitality burning bright, even at 60, 70, or beyond. So don't underestimate the power of these small minerals. A little magnesium for deep rest. A little zinc for strength and balance. That's how you rebuild the foundation of midlife, from the inside out. And in the next part, we'll talk about vitamin D3 and K2, the two gatekeepers of your bones and heart, the protectors that help keep your structure strong and your muscles resilient well past 55. Have you ever wondered why some people can break a bone from just a small fall, while others stay strong and steady even in their 80s? It's not luck. It's often because of two silent protectors working inside the body, vitamin D3 and K2. These two nutrients are like the builder and the architect, working together to rebuild the house of your bones and your heart after age 55. I still remember one morning a few years ago. My patient, Helen, 74 years old, came into my clinic, limping and holding her hip. She said, "Doctor, I just slipped a little in the kitchen, and my hip broke. How could I be this fragile?" When we ran her blood tests, both her vitamin D and K2 levels were very low. She lived in a cold region, rarely went outside, and ate very simply, and that was the reason. The surprising part? She thought she was doing fine because she drank calcium milk every day. But here's the truth. Calcium can't go where it needs to go without D3 and K2. Vitamin D3 is like the gatekeeper, it helps your body absorb calcium from food or supplements into your bloodstream. But if you only have D3 and not K2, that calcium gets lost. Some of it may stick to your arteries, hardening them and increasing your risk of heart disease or stroke. And the rest? Not enough to reach your bones. That's where vitamin K2 steps in. It's the guide that tells calcium, go to the bones. Don't stick to the blood vessels. Together, D3 and K2 create a perfect partnership. D3 helps you absorb calcium. K2 makes sure it ends up where it truly belongs. The result? Stronger bones, softer arteries, a healthier heart. I usually recommend that my patients over 55 take 2,000 to 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 combined with 100 to 200 micrograms of vitamin K2, -7 Malawian kwacha's form, per day. And it's best taken after a meal with some healthy fats, since both are fat-soluble vitamins, meaning they absorb better with oil. After just a few weeks, many patients tell me they sleep better, feel less joint pain, and even think more clearly. That's not a coincidence. Vitamin D3 also plays a big role in mood and energy. Low D3 often leads to fatigue, sadness, and that sluggish feeling that makes life a little dimmer. I once told a patient of mine, turning 60 doesn't take away your strength, it just takes away your sunlight. Because sunlight is the body's natural source of vitamin D. But as we age, we spend less time outdoors, afraid of UV rays, of sunspots, or simply too tired to go out. Yet, our bodies were made to live with light. When we disconnect from it, our bones and our hearts slowly begin to weaken. Vitamin D3 and K2 are like bringing sunlight back inside. A way to nourish your body from within, even if you don't step outside as much anymore. They don't just strengthen your bones. They brighten your mood, calm your heart, and bring back that quiet vitality. Like the gentle warmth of morning light streaming through an old window. Think about this. Every step you take, every morning stretch, depends on strong bones and a healthy heart to carry you through. No foundation can last without caretakers. And inside your body, vitamin D3 and K2 are those caretakers. The loyal gatekeepers working silently each day. Keeping you steady, independent, and full of life. Age 55 isn't the end of strength, it's the beginning of understanding. Understanding your body, your nutrition, and yourself. Magnesium helps you sleep deeply. Zinc awakens your restoring hormones. And now, D3 plus K2 protect your bones and your heart so you can keep walking forward, strong and free. In the next part, we'll explore omega-3, the soother of your heart and brain. A nutrient that helps calm inflammation, sharpen memory, and lift your mood. Especially important for those of us stepping into life beyond 60. I want you to imagine a quiet morning. Soft sunlight filters through thin curtains, birds are singing outside the window, and you sit with a warm cup of coffee, just listening to your own heartbeat. Thump, 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 steady, loyal, and patient after all these years. But here's something many people don't realize. After 60, that rhythm isn't always as calm as it once was. It can become irregular, tired, or faint, sometimes bringing along brain fog, poor sleep, or a fading memory. I've seen this in so many of my patients. And the first question I usually ask them is, do you still eat fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel each week? Most of them smile and say, oh, doctor, not really. My teeth aren't as strong anymore, and those tiny bones in fish are such a bother. And that's exactly when it begins. The body starts losing omega-3, the most important lubricant for the heart, the brain, and even the muscles. One of my patients, David, 68 years old, a retired PE teacher, once told me, I still exercise and eat carefully, but lately I forget things, my heart races, and I can't seem to sleep well anymore. We ran some tests. His omega-3 levels were 60% lower than the recommended range. So I had him start taking a pure fish oil supplement, 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of EPA plus DHA per day, taken in the evening after a light meal. 4 weeks later, he called me and said, "I don't know if it's the supplement or something else, but my heartbeat feels calmer, my mind clearer, and I'm sleeping deeper." I smiled and said, "It's not magic, your body is simply being oiled again from the inside. Omega-3 fatty acids are essential, your body can't make them on its own. They form the structure of brain cell membranes and act as natural anti-inflammatories throughout the body. When you lack them, blood vessels become inflamed, the brain feels foggy, and muscles tighten and ache." Research from Harvard School of Public Health found that older adults with healthy omega-3 levels have a 20% lower risk of memory decline and sleep about 40 minutes longer each night compared to those who are deficient. Why? Because omega-3 helps steady the heartbeat, reduce inflammation, and improve blood flow to the brain, the 3 keys to deep sleep and mental clarity. The body heals best while we sleep. If magnesium and zinc are the repairmen rebuilding your muscles, then omega-3 is the gentle peacemaker, calming everything so the repair can happen smoothly. When you take omega-3 in the evening, your body has what it needs to quiet down hidden inflammation in your muscles and blood vessels after a long day. It's also when the brain gets washed clean of fatigue, thanks to better, smoother blood flow. In other words, omega-3 is like a gentle wave moving through your body each night, washing away tension, soothing the heart, and letting your mind rest deeply. If you don't like taking fish oil capsules, you can start naturally with a light evening meal that includes grilled salmon, a handful of walnuts or ground flaxseed, and a few slices of avocado. These are all rich, natural sources of omega-3 that reduce inflammation, support flexible muscles, and calm the nervous system. It might sound simple, but just a small change like this can make you wake up the next morning feeling lighter, clearer, and calmer. I often tell my patients, the human body is like a piano. If the strings are too tight, they'll snap. If they're too loose, there's no sound. Omega-3 keeps those strings in perfect tension so your heart and brain can play in harmony. After 60, we no longer chase the strength of youth. We search for balance, peace, and inner harmony. And omega-3 is the key that unlocks that door. If magnesium is the rest, zinc the hormone, and D3 plus K2 the structure, then omega-3 is the breath of the entire body. Without it, every other effort feels stiff and incomplete. There's a quote I truly love. If magnesium is sleep, then vitamin B is the sunrise of the body. After 50, many of my patients tell me the same thing. "Doctor, I wake up tired. My mind feels foggy. My legs are weak. Some days, I just want to sit still all day." It's not because they're lazy. It's because their inner energy, the quiet spark that powers every heartbeat, every thought, has slowly faded without them noticing. You see, the human body is like a tiny power plant. Each cell is a generator, and vitamin B complex is the fuel that helps those generators start up every morning. Vitamin B isn't just one nutrient, it's a team of 8 working together in harmony. B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, folate, and B12. Together, they perform 3 vital jobs. 1. They turn food into energy. B1, B2, B3, and B5 wake up the mitochondria, the powerhouses inside your cells, creating ATP, the fuel for your muscles, heart, and brain. 2. They feed your nervous system and your mind. B6 and B12 help produce serotonin and dopamine, the feel-good chemicals that make you calmer, happier, and sharper. 3. They help rebuild your blood and muscles. B9 and B12 are essential for creating new red blood cells, which carry oxygen to every organ and keep your muscles strong. So even if you eat well, without enough B complex, you may still feel exhausted, unfocused, or emotionally flat. I've met many older adults who tell me, "I take my B complex vitamin at night, it helps me stay healthy." And yet, they can't sleep. Their heart races. They toss and turn. Do you know why? Because vitamin B wakes the brain. It stimulates your nervous system, raises your heart rate, boosts blood flow, which is great during the day, but the exact opposite of what you need at night. When taken in the evening, it interferes with magnesium, melatonin, and omega-3, the very nutrients working hard to help your body rest and repair. I still remember one of my patients, Mary, 72 years old. She called me around 10 p.m. one night and said, "Doctor, I took my multivitamin before bed, and now my mind feels wide awake, like someone turned on a light inside my head." I laughed and told her gently, "It's okay, Mary. You'll be fine by morning, but from now on, take it with breakfast. Vitamin B belongs to the sunrise, not the sunset." Here's what I usually recommend. Take your vitamin B complex in the morning, 15 to 30 minutes after breakfast. If you drink coffee, take the vitamin first. Coffee can reduce B absorption. Pair it with a protein-rich breakfast, eggs, oatmeal, or Greek yogurt to help your body use it better. And remember, consistency matters more than high doses. A small amount every morning is far more effective than a large dose once in a while. If you often experience tingling hands, cold feet, forgetfulness, or mood swings, your body may be low in B12 or folate, two of the most common deficiencies after 60. In that case, ask your doctor about methylcobalamin, the form of B12 that's easiest for older adults to absorb. Because turning 60 doesn't mean your flame is fading. It means learning how to keep it burning wisely. In youth, we burn energy like a wildfire. In later years, we guard it like a gentle lamp, warm, steady, and bright enough to light the path ahead. And speaking of light, in the next part, we'll talk about vitamin E, the silent shield that protects your muscles and your heart. Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized you're still you, but your body doesn't quite respond the way it used to? Your arms feel a little slower to lift. Your steps, a bit unsteady. And those bruises, they seem to take forever to fade. Many people call that aging. But to me, it's your body's gentle way of saying, my cells need protection. And in the world of medicine, vitamin E is that quiet guardian. Standing silently on the battlefield of billions of cells. Fighting against what we call free radicals. The invisible enemies of time. Every single day, your body creates thousands of tiny sparks of oxidation as it burns energy. If nothing stops them, those sparks begin to burn through cell walls, weakening muscles, wrinkling skin, and damaging the heart and blood vessels. Vitamin E is the strongest fat-soluble antioxidant your body has. Think of it as a protective coating around every cell, keeping the house of your body from rusting with age. One of my patients, Mr. Johnson, age 67, a retired Marine, once told me, "Doc, I work out and eat clean, but my muscles ache all day." After testing, I discovered he was severely deficient in vitamin E. So I prescribed 200 IU each evening. 2 months later, he called me, laughing, "Doc, I can climb the stairs now and my muscles don't complain anymore." I smiled and said, "There's no miracle here, Johnson, your cells are just finally breathing again." Many people think vitamin E is only good for the skin. But in truth, it shields your muscles from microinflammation. The tiny, silent damage that makes you sore even after light activity. More importantly, it helps your blood circulate smoothly through the night. Nighttime is when your body repairs muscle tissue. If your cells are damaged by oxidation, that healing process slows down. Vitamin E acts like a night engineer, guarding the cell membranes, preventing nutrient leaks, and helping your muscles absorb magnesium, zinc, and protein more efficiently. A small study from Tufts University found that adults over 60 who took natural vitamin E, D-alpha tocopherol, had 15% better blood circulation and 20% faster muscle recovery after deep sleep. Remember, the heart is also a muscle, one that never rests. It beats more than 100,000 times a day. And vitamin E keeps those blood vessels flexible, preventing LDL, bad cholesterol, from oxidizing, a major cause of artery hardening. I often tell my patients, if magnesium is the key to relaxation, then vitamin E is the armor of the heart. They work together. One helps your muscles relax. the other protects them from harm. That's why I recommend people over 55 take both magnesium and vitamin E in the evening, the time when the body quiets down and begins its nightly repair. Because vitamin E is fat soluble, take it after dinner, with a meal that includes a little olive oil, salmon, or nut butter. The ideal dosage? 100 to 400 IU daily, depending on your diet. And remember, more isn't better. A small, consistent dose each night can protect billions of your cells while you sleep. When you wake up, your body thanks you, with less soreness, easier movement, and a sense of calm strength. There are things in life we only appreciate once they begin to fade. Our muscle strength, steady heartbeat, peaceful sleep. Vitamin E won't give you instant results, but night after night, cell by cell, it quietly stitches back the fabric of time. I often tell my patients, not every hero needs the spotlight. Some simply stay in the dark, doing their job faithfully, just like vitamin E does for you every single night.